All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today. I'm happy that you're here today. And like I said, today's talk is about, if I was going to title it, which I did title it, I titled it The Beauty of Chaos. So, are you feeling chaotic right now in this time and era? And yeah, there's a lot going on. And you've had to choose what to focus on. Like, are we going to focus on the chaos? Like, there's so much happening out in the world, and it's causing us to go inward. And that really is, I believe, the point of it. Because if we seek safety outside of ourselves, we will never feel safe. And so we're in this time period where everything feels so chaotic, and it's being pumped into us everywhere we turn. It's on the TV, it's on the news, it's on our phone, it's in the topics that we talk about with our friends, it's everywhere. And hopefully, this has created an opportunity for you to go inward, for you to connect to spirit and connect to the true divine love and your higher self. And in that, these chaotic times have probably brought up old issues that you thought you might have been done with, or you thought that you had passed that. But these old issues that are coming up for a reason. And some of those you probably did process pretty well. But in this new dawn, in this golden era that we're walking into, you're having to choose again. And sometimes the chaos takes us in because it feels comfortable. Chaos can feel comfortable sometimes. And that's okay. That too is telling us to return to love. When we can see that, like, I'll use myself as an example. If I have a headache, how long is it going to take me to take the medicine that I need to get rid of my headache? I'll sit in it for a little while. What's that about? And it allows me to question things. It allows me to question what's coming up, how I'm feeling, and then I choose again. And I choose to take the Excedrin, which is going to get rid of my headache, which I should have done in the very first 10 minutes, because that's what it's there for. But there's this comfortableness when you grow up in chaos, that chaos can be comfortable. And that's okay. We're not trying to avoid our shadow parts. We're trying to actually learn what they are, accept them, and love them, and make them a part of us. And so this chaos might be bringing up a lot of different stuff for you. But we just have to remember that we have a problem, and the solution is already there. It's the in-between where the overthinking, the worrying, the doubt, the fear all creep in. And so the quicker that we can come to the knowledge that the solution is right there and the problem is already solved, we can step into that pure love. We can connect to our higher selves. And guess what? When we can't do it on our own, we have a whole team on the other side just ready to help us. And this is another thing that's coming up for people, is that now is the time to start really utilizing all the tools in our tool belts and really start to even learn about new tools. Like, what are some new tools that I can use so that I can get to my spiritual plateau, like my spiritual fitness quicker? For me, playfulness has been one of the best spiritual tools that I have reconnected with. The playfulness allows me, it instantly changes my vibration, and it allows me to connect to spirit so much quicker. You're being asked to hold on to your highest frequency. Now, that may seem difficult, but the truth is, that is our norm. That is our natural state. Like, our natural state wants to be happy, wants to be joyous, wants to be loving, kind, and free. That's how we came out as children. That's what, like, you couldn't describe a child better than happy, joyous, kind, free, loving. That's what a kid is. They're pure. And then we get patterned, and we get turned down, and we get, diminished a little, and that gets into our mind. And then our mind is like, oh, I can play tricks on you. I'm just as smart as you. I'm really gonna start doing it now. Like, you're gonna have a good day. You're gonna wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm really happy about this sermon today and everything. And then, boom, chaos, 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 chaos. And I just kept returning to singing stupid songs, silly songs. I'm like, I'm in a really hot office, and I'm melting. You're like, whatever it is to lighten my attitude and to raise my vibration so that I can connect to spirit. And over the last year, you might have even succumbed to some of those lower frequency choices. Some of those choices that you thought you hadn't done in a long time, those patterns that you felt were far, far away from you. I'll give one really recent example is because of my autoimmune disease happening, like I had to instantly go on a very restrictive diet. And my mind was like, restrictive diet, Trenton? Oh, let's get anorexic about it, come on. And I instantly was like, okay, I'll just do two protein shakes a day, and then one sensible meal. And that'll be that. Like, if I have to be restrictive, I might as well be super restrictive. And I got locked in that old teenage, adolescent, 20-something mindset of like, oh, I gotta diet. I gotta restrict, I gotta, And that doesn't work. That's not how we're meant to live. We're meant to be joyous and free. That's not joyous and free. That's like building my own cage. And of course, it didn't last long. A friend of mine, who shall remain nameless, but is sitting in this church, bought some Nerd Gushers and left them in my bag. And I went home and I was like, rip, and I ate all that sugar. And it instantly fed that, and I had to go get more sugar. And I ate more sugar. And the next day I felt horrible, of course. But when I look at the chaos of it all, what are these things telling me? Like, I have an autoimmune disease. Well, if you look at Abraham Hicks, like, what is the disease for what is the thing? Autoimmune disease is no self-love. Shocker. Shocker that that's what, like, what? I grew up with a brother who every day called me every horrible thing. And then I just heard this crazy fact, whether it's true or not, I totally believe it is true, like that if you have ADHD, by the time you're 11, you've said 200,000 negative things to yourself. I was like, oh yeah, that checks off. So of course this would manifest. Why would this manifest now? Like now I have to look at the food I'm eating? Like I have to make choices that are good for me? Like what's going on? Why is this happening to me? I can't rest on my laurels anymore. I have so much spiritual knowledge, and I have, I'll say a semi-decent spiritual practice. You know, my daily meditation would be like twice a week, and that's okay, but I can't do that anymore. There's so much happening in this world. There's so much energy coming in. I can't rest on my laurels anymore, especially when it comes to me, when I get to choose me. And that is really the undertow of it all. Oh, I'm supposed to choose me first. How can I help anyone else if I can't help myself? Super easy. I can solve your problems in a second. You got problems? I'll make it all my own. I'll just sit and wait for this headache to get really bad before I take the Excedrin that I know that I should take. And none of this is to point out the things I've done wrong. Because what we call wrong choices, there is no good, there is no bad, there is no wrong. There's just better choices. And so all of this chaos in this world is telling me that I need to choose myself first. That I am my highest priority. And when I fill myself up, it's so much easier for me to go out. Not only can I go out, I can help, I can push love out, and I don't get tired. Like how many times have you gone to help someone and you're just exhausted afterwards? Because you've literally given everything you had to that. But when we fill ourselves up, when we choose ourselves first, when we start to divvy up the pie, we give ourselves the first piece. And why do we do that? Because every cell in our body has divine love in it. And I am in service of that divine love in every cell of my body. And if I make a wrong choice and I succumb to old patterns, guess what? I get to choose again. I get to choose myself again. I get to go, no, I'm not going to eat the sugar. I'm not going to do it. I threw all the sugar away. Well, all the remaining half boxes of them. But I did. And then when the thought came into my head of like, they're just sitting in that trash can right there, Trenton. I prayed. I said, God, please remove this obsession. I don't need this. Take it from me, root to branch. Why? Because I have a whole team on the other side that are there to help me. They want to help me. And we have help here too. We have friends, we have family, we have professionals. If you need professional help, we need to do professional help. Like a few years ago, after the pandemic, I don't know how long I waited. I was supposed to have a root canal done right before, like they did three prongs of it right before the pandemic. And then they were sending me to a specialist, and then everything shut down. So it took it took 2.5 years for that root canal to get finished because of the pandemic, and then because of me being like, I'll go when I want to. I can see that I don't choose myself, and I can question that. Why? Oh, that's right. I wasn't told I could. I wasn't shown in a proper way. Don't get me wrong, I had family members that chose themselves, but that in a whole different way. They only chose themselves. My thing is like now we get to choose ourselves so that we can be the best that we can be to walk out into this world and be of service to everyone. We are not meant to hate ourselves, to judge ourselves. We are meant to be loving and kind to ourselves, even when we feel like we don't deserve it. We love ourselves and we walk through this life being loving. Can I make my choices based in love? Am I doing this in loving kindness? That's a tough one to ask yourself because things come up. My favorite one is the no good deed goes unpunished. Tear that one apart sometime and find out why you really did it. And then within that, I'm like, well, what was I expecting? If I'm doing a good deed, I shouldn't be expecting anything. So why am I Oh. There was an ego part of it within there. And I get to see that and I get to correct it. And hopefully the next time I don't do it. But in that moment too, I can ask God to remove that from me, root to branch. At any time, if anything comes up in my life, a behavior, a pattern, an attitude that I don't like, that does not serve me, I can ask God immediately to remove that from me, root to branch. Now, granted, it doesn't always just happen. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it's a miracle. Are we taught to expect miracles? No. We're taught to take what we can get and be happy for it. When the truth is, there are miracles happening around us all the time. Most of the time, we can't even see them because we're too busy focusing on something else. So there's all those little miracles. And then there's all the little miracles that literally happen every day by us, and like a hummingbird. That is a miracle. The thing is too heavy to fly. It's amazing. Like all of these things, butterflies, everything. Like my friend, she planted dill and she got so upset because someone was eating her dill, and then she looked at who was eating her dill, and they were caterpillars, they were butterflies, and she took them inside and she raised them and they got into cocoons. And she showed me pictures all the time. There's not a lot happening in a cocoon. Like it's just another picture of a cocoon. But the idea of what is happening inside of there is miraculous. A creature completely dissolved and then comes back out as a new creature. Can I do that? Sure. We can all do that. We can all choose again. Every moment is a moment for us to choose again, to choose ourselves, to choose love, to choose the path. And when we don't, who do we apologize to first if we don't? Ourselves. And we move on, we move forward, we keep going. You are miraculous. If you actually sat down and wrote every horrible thing that happened to you in your lifetime and looked at it and was like, and I'm still here, and I look this good, because you look good. You know, one of my new favorite quotes is like, you worry too much for someone who's had it always work out for you. Oh, yeah. You know, as soon as we can see the miracles, as soon as we can see the divine in us, in you, in them, in the butterfly, in everything, and we get more connected and we get more connected. And then we start a daily spiritual practice, and I'm like, oh, it's true. Every day I meditate, my day is better. And then guess what? Like, I could meditate for a minute in the middle of the day. What? Yeah. You could do breath work. You could create something. You could do art. Every moment is an opportunity to choose again, to choose yourself again. We all need to start choosing ourselves again. And then what happens if it all is just too much? Or if situation outside of ourselves is outside of our control, and that chaos takes us in and wraps us in and takes us down. When we choose ourselves in those moments, that's when real growth happens. And then when we overcome those situations, that's when quantum leaps of growth happen. Especially now, especially with the amount of energy being pumped into this planet. It's like, imagine yourself, how many people played D&D? Doesn't matter. How many people read or watched Harry Potter? Okay? Yeah. All the wizards and witches had to go to school. They had to learn. Imagine we take, what is it called? What's the school? Hogwarts. And we just start pumping tons and tons of magical energy into that. And now everyone is like, wow, this is so much easier. It's so much faster. That's what's happening. All of this magical, I'm going to say magical. It's not magical. It's just energy. Everything's energy. This is energy. This is energy. My words are energy. It's all energy. If you know about the Schumann resonance, it measures how much energy, megahertz of energy, are in our Earth system. It's normally 7.5 megahertz a day in our system. Since the beginning of the year, we've had more days over 30 than ever before. Oh, well, you know, I don't believe in astrology or anything to do with the stars because, like, it doesn't affect me. Like, the horoscopes are just, You can have that attitude. I had a less attitude about it. Like, I was like, oh, I know that all happens. I just don't know how or why or whatever. Now I'm starting to learn because it's starting like, oh, those planets don't do anything to us. They don't affect us at all. What creates our waves? The moon. It's energy. Like, you know those, do you ever see those sets like in bankers' offices or executives? You pull the one ball and then you pull two and it's all energy. So when the planets come in closer, when they go out further, it's changing. It's pumping energy into this planet. And you felt it, whether you were like, oh, I think energy's coming into the planet today. No, we don't do that normally. I do now, because everyone is affected differently. Some people get really high energy and are like, yay! I'm like, crawl into bed, sleep. But with all of this energy, it's like we all went from novice wizards to intermediate wizards. So we got a lot more energy. We can do a lot more good. Who are we going to do good for? Ourselves. Because we're going to start with us. And then once we become advanced, we don't even have to become advanced. We just are intermediate and we fill ourselves and we go out into the world and we're like, here, you have some more. You have some more. I love that outfit. You look great. We're kind and we're loving. We're passing it along. We're sharing it. That's the beauty. That's the divine. So if you are feeling hardship and difficulties right now, choose you. Choose love. Choose yourself. Choose your truest self again. Connect. And you're like, well, I don't know how to. It's in every cell of your body. Well, that's right. I'm full of divine love. I just have to remember it. And I don't let that person take that love away. And I don't let that organization take my love away. So I kind of teased that today is like a really special day. Does anyone know what the special day is? It's July 19th. It's my birthday. It's not. It's not. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. It's what's his name? Cumberbund's birthday. Oh, it's Lizzie Borden's birthday. Yay. It's Degas. Is it Degas? Degas. Yeah, it's Degas' birthday today, but that's not the reason it's special. The reason it's special is because of a French astrologer named André Berblat. And he, in the 90s, was like, something's going to happen. The world is going to go into crisis in 2020. Because he saw the planets lining up, and he's like, from 2020 to 2022, the world is going to go into crisis. So he predicted the pandemic. Did he predict that it was a pandemic? No, but he predicted the crisis because he knew the planets were going to change and the energy was going to change. Well, guess what? Today is the day that all changes. Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto are all reaching 4 degrees in 4 different signs: Leo, Gemini, Aries, Aquarius. And they are forming a pattern. You can go look it up. It looks like a little basket, and they're calling it Berblat basket. And not a single astrologer has seen this or will see it again in their lifetime. And he predicted that starting today, the energy that was created in 2020, 2022 will start lifting and shifting into rebuilding. He predicted the collective world energy would move away from compression, instability, breakdown, into compassion, expansion, cooperation, and innovation. Basically, a new golden era where we will push ourselves to communicate, to innovate. That's some good news. It's so cool. Like, can the planets line up and form like this sacred geometry basket in the sky and that affect us? Yeah. Why? Because we live in signs. The universe is constantly telling us and talking to us in signs, if we can see them, hear them. So I feel it. And I believe we've all been feeling it. Like, since the pandemic, there's been a heaviness with every single person I know. People not going out as much, people not communicating as much, people hiding, people. And I too am one of those people. Like, it's so much easier for me to say, no, I'm good. I'll stay in. But we're in this new dawn, and it's getting lighter, and it's going to get lighter, and it's going to get easier for you to choose yourself. It's going to be easier and easier to go inward and remember that you are divine, you are loved. The universe wants the best for you, for your best and highest good, and that you deserve miracles, not once in a while, not every day, all day long. You are miraculous. We are miraculous. Let's step into that. Let's build in that. Let's build in that within ourselves, and then let's take it out into the world. So that's my talk. I've got one more song for us to sing. So you can stand, you can grab your little sheet, flip it over. So this one is a little tougher. So you can sing along if you want. I wrote this, but it's basically like, it's a song. And so you can sing along as much as you want. You can listen to it. You can just hear it. But I am pure love. Pure love. I am pure joy. I'm assuming all that for my best and highest good and leave the rest. Self totally in of every part of me, mind, body, and spirit. Pure love, pure love. I am fulfilled in the higher power and where I'm supposed to be. I am because I am past it. I am healed. I am fulfilled. I am magnificent. I am love. Of the universe. Go in our souls and see the truth. And let God see the opportunities for me to grow, and I embrace each one. All the time, because I am not alone. Find my strength within me, truth inside my heart. Hold me, sign. Communicate, spirit constantly. I turn routine into ritual, and I make the everyday sacred. And you are. Oop, there we go. So sorry. Chaos, beautiful chaos.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.